And Fletcher Brown with yet another artist video blog, Kicks96Country.com. Our guest today, returning to the Shoals area, but his very first time ever in Kicks 96, because I don't know, for years he would come down here and play and write and produce and just never once thought to come and visit old Fletch over here at Kicks 96. Please welcome.
Goodness.
Please welcome the great Mo Pitney. How are you, Mo?
I'm doing so good. And if I'd have known the radio game at that time, when I was in this area is when I very first started with Billy Lawson, who's from this area. And all we were doing was writing. We hadn't even really recorded yet. And so that was all pre-radio life being here. But had I been writing songs and already been working radio, I would have been here every time I was here.
Well, Billy Lawson, who's a fabulous songwriter from the Shoals area, he's written a couple like Trace Adkins, I Love Something Turned On at Home. That was his.
Oh, yeah.
He's talked about you all the time. He's like, I'm writing with this fella named Mo. You'd like him, Fletch. He's real good.
Goodness.
You know how he is.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know?
He's amazing. We have all our Billy Lawson isms. I have some of my best memories of moving to Nashville by way of this area through Billy. So Billy wrote with a friend of my dad's. My dad used to play steel guitar for a guy named Steve Stapler who lived in my hometown of Rockford, Illinois. And Billy and Steve wrote a song called A Better Man Than Me, which was a song about a father and son that I recorded when I was 15 years old. And Billy heard my voice when Steve Stapler sent him the track that we recorded. That's what made the connection. Billy called my dad while my dad and I were on a construction site back home, and he says, I think I can get this kid a record deal. And we thought he was crazy, but within 3 weeks of being in Nashville, we got a deal with Universal, and it's been rocket boosters ever since.
Well,
then.
yeah, I mean, Billy knows his country, man. I'll say that right now. So let's talk. Well, that was a long time ago. I mean, we're talking
2010.
Yeah, it was about 10, 15 years ago. So, Mo Pitney, you've not stopped. You're still writing. You're still recording. You got a brand new project, Outskirts of Town, that's coming out.
Yep.
You got a single with Jake Worthington out right now.
Yes.
All right, so
Wake Up and Smell the Country.
Wake Up and Smell the Country. That is such a wonderful, wonderful title. And I'm a child of the 70s. So I remember like TV commercials with like these jazzy little tunes that were kind of in that vein. I'm like, it sounds like something I would have heard on TV, you know, early in my childhood.
Well, even the artwork that we did around Wake Up and Smell the Country, as I said, I wanted it to feel more 70s than anything. And so if you look at, we've got this picture of a steel guitar with eggs and bacon on top of the steel guitar. And then the lettering and everything feels like a 70s font. And all right,
well, then where did it come from? Why did you want to capture that specifically?
You brought up when I first moved to town in 2010, and the idea for this song is really connected to when I first got here. So my first single was called Country, and I released it in the middle of a bro country world, and I was the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, it's a very Randy Travis move, by the way.
Yeah, and it has been that I have felt like the outskirts kid that was kind of pushed to the outside of Nashville ever since because I was too country or whatever. But on the radio waves, that's all changing now. It is with Zach Top, with Jake Worthington, a multitude and plethora of younger artists that are coming out that are wanting to hold on to the roots of the heritage of country music, and a fan base that I think is reaching for it again. You know, I've been sitting on the shelf a little bit at my record label, and I felt like I needed to make a statement to everyone that I was working with, but also the town as kind of like getting on the foghorn. It says ringing like a fire alarm and saying, you guys need to pay attention to the times. A traditional sound is back in town. And those that are acquainted with that sound are on the right train. And so wake up and smell the country. And I had that idea, sent it to my brother-in-law, Wyatt McCubbin, who's another amazing traditional artist that I think is getting ready to break out in his own right. And we wrote it over text, really. We got together and finished it up. And then within a week, I had the idea of sending it to Jake Worthington and see if he would sing it with me.
Okay. Well, I was going to ask you, like, where did Jake Worthington come into this conversation? Like,
so I have been around Jake throughout my career, but never made really good connection with him. Wyatt is great friends with him and has written some of his singles, and that's my brother-in-law, Wyatt. Well, as we were getting close to record this record, Jake started kind of liking and messaging me on Instagram a little bit. He had just become a dad, And I post a lot about my kids, and so I felt like there was this connection with Jake where we love traditional country music, we're starting a family, and we're trying to figure out this life. And out of that, I just was like, I sent him a message. I said, hey, I got this song. I think you'd be perfect to sing on it. And he says, boy, I would love it. I'd be honored to. He drove 14 hours to get in the studio at 10 p.m. one night to record it because he had one night in Nashville.
Wow.
And poured his heart out singing it. It was an incredible experience, and that's how that happened.
All right.
So
All right,
we got a music video out that you have to tell everybody to go see because
Go see the music video.
Jake actually ends up playing the maraca by the end of the music video, and
I'm trying to get an image in my head of Jake Worthington
I'm just
maraca.
gonna tease that. That's all I'm gonna do.
If you want to see Jake Worthington with a maraca, Mo Pitney's got to ask. All right, so Outskirts of Town is the larger project, and that's on Curb, and it's being released slowly throughout the year.
Correct. So
Why?
well, I used this first single, Wake Up and Smell the Country, to be the alarm bells that I'm coming out with new country music. And then, it's been a while. I released my second album a week before the world shut down in 2020. It was crazy timing. And I just felt so much gas get pulled out of my career because of the timing of that.
Mm-hmm.
We put, set aside a bunch of time. My wife and I started a ministry for victims of human trafficking called
wow.
Rahab House. I made a bluegrass album to kind of rekindle the memory and love of music of my childhood. And now I'm building back into really making a statement with this next country project. And I need to gain the steam again. I need to gain momentum again because there's been so much time in between what's gone on. I feel disconnected from the radio stations because I haven't been in that world as much in the last however many years. And I just told my label I'm going to do this happy hour tour, which is getting in an RV with my whole family. And I'm just going to, as we're slowly releasing singles, build into a more focused radio tour that they're hoping and planning to do for me at the end of the year. But I'm going to use these singles that are being released now to just start the story, tell the story of the Outskirts of Town album, tell the story of my family being out on the road, my wife joining the band is part of what's going on right now, and then building into, Lord willing, the label really getting behind me on a song that they're excited about called God Speaks to the Radio, which tips the hat to the radio DJs and says that God's using you guys in as much as you can program and put your heart and soul into the radio stations and fight back the algorithms and the centralized radio from taking your heart and soul in it. And so that's why we're releasing it slowly, to start building relationships with you guys out on the road, building into a plan for the future of these singles.
Absolutely. See, country music is about the story. It's always been about the story. It should always be about the story. And Mo Pitney is a man with a story.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously. And the vlog, this is something that your fans can go and watch.
Right.
Like your entire journey,
Yep.
the Mo Pitney reestablishing, building those bridges with
Yep.
radio. And I'm telling all of my colleagues out there in radio land, all you guys, let him in.
Oh, my
Talk
goodness.
to him. I'm not kidding. Mo Pitney, he's been around the Shoals area for the better part of my career here. I know I've been doing this job 25 years. You've been here most of that time. And so, I mean, your name has been in circles. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody remembers country. Everybody's excited to hear new music from you. And I think everybody's going to be excited to hear the stories that you have to tell. Oh, so man. Let him in.
Oh,
and
brother.
let him talk.
Well, thank you so much.
If there's somebody that's out there hearing this and they're just coming to Mo Pitney for the first time, maybe they're young and they like traditional sounding country music and they want to hear newer traditional country music and they want to learn everything they can about Mo Pitney, where do they look for you?
Well, I would say all the social media platforms I'm getting really even more so active on throughout this last year. Instagram, Facebook, I have the most following. I'm really, for the first time about 6 months ago, tried to build my TikTok account. I've never even touched TikTok since I moved to town. And I just now started to lean into that. So if people would show love there, I'd really appreciate it. And then you can go to mopitney.com for tour dates and different things like that. You can follow different branches of what I'm doing. You can go to rahabhouse.org to follow the Ministry for Victims of Human Trafficking. which we have a house that's paid off. We're getting ready to hire our first 2 staff members to oversee that home within the next couple months. And then I have an outdoor brand that I'm launching that's separate from the music called Wood, Feathers, and Fur. So if any of you guys out there like to hunt and fish, hang out with your family in the outdoors, that's a whole nother separate YouTube account that's just me with a GoPro. And every time I get in the woods with my family or by myself, I hunt with a longbow out in the woods, and I just try to capture that part of my life as well. But the music is at Mo Pitney everywhere you are on social media.
All right, follow him at Mo Pitney. If you want to hear "Wake Up and Smell the Country," call us at Kicks 96. We'll gladly put a pot on for you. And
I love it.
Man, Mo, I'm so glad that you came here.
Hey, man, thank you so much for having me.
Look for a live performance of him elsewhere here on our YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll get him back here, before another 15 or so years.
Oh, we'll be back now. Now that we're in the RV driving around to radio stations, this is the gig.
All right, I'm going to call Billy and make sure that Billy...
Absolutely.
Billy, come back over. Bring Mo over here now.
Yep, me and Billy will sing a song and write a song, and then we'll stop by the radio station. Maybe we'll play a show in the area. That would be awesome.
I have this idea. I just had this idea for this great... Billy Lawson out in the middle of somewhere, big campfire or something going on, and you guys just sitting there strumming guitars and telling stories.
Oh, my goodness. And
I would
singing
watch
old
that.
country songs.
I would literally watch that.
Let's
on
do
YouTube.
it.
Let's do it. We're going to call Billy. We'll get off here.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
All right, we're going to go work this out, and we'll see you next time on another artist video blog, Kicks96country.com.
Yeah, it's been